Last week I got asked the question, can you use a traditional 9-iron in the same way as a chipper, from a golfer that were really struggling with his chipping. He doesn't know where to turn and he's thinking of buying a chipper. And I said after testing this that I think a lot of people should have this in the bag, even really low handicappers. And I've got apologies to make because I think I were wrong. So in today's video we're going to be chipping with 3 different clubs. I've got a hybrid, I've got an 8-iron, and I've got a driving iron, because what I want to try to do is replicate the technique that we were using for this chipper, because I was blown away by it. Because with a chipper you stand exactly like a putter, weight 50-50, ball in the middle of your stance, and you play a putting stroke. So the technique is so simplified, and I noticed my strike, even as a low handicapper, were better with this chipper than a 9-iron or an 8-iron, and that's what justified me putting it in the bag. But like I said, in reality I've only needed it once in 2 rounds, and I just cannot justify having that club in the bag. So I need to find a club that I can replicate that technique with, and that's what we're going to do today. So guys, if you're a mid to handicapper and you miss a lot of greens, this is probably not the video for you, because I will stick to what I said. You need to not be a golf snob and put one of these in your bag, because it'll be the most valuable club you can have. Because as a golf coach, we're always trying to get people who are bad at chipping to play it more like a putting stroke. And because of the way the club's designed, it stands more upright like a putter, it's shorter in length, and it allows you to stand with a weight 50-50, ball in the middle, and actually play it as a putting stroke, straight back and through like that. Whereas you can't do that with a 8-iron because of the way it's designed, because it stands flatter. If you try to stand that in the middle, vertical, it's very long, so you'd have your hands here. It stands with a sort of heel up off the floor. It's very difficult to replicate a putting stroke. So what happens is we'll stand with a club off the back foot, the hands forward. You try to replicate a putting stroke, and a lot of people hit the ground heavy. You know, they get really bad contact. So we're firstly just gonna familiarise ourselves with a chipping technique, which is just basically putting 50-50, ball in the middle, and then playing it like a putter. Honestly, if I miss more greens, this would be in my bag. The only reason I'm struggling to justify it is just because I don't play enough of these greenside shots. So I've got to try to find a club in my bag that's in there as my 14 clubs that I can replicate that shot with. We've got the driving iron. I think this is going to be way too long, but 50-50, ball in the middle, and just putting a putting stroke on it. That's not too bad. Obviously it's come off a little bit hotter because it's only a 19-degree loft, so I'd have to sort of get used to that, but that weren't actually too bad. I mean, I'm gripping right at the bottom, almost got my hands on the shaft, which is not ideal. That's actually better than I thought. I think if I practiced that, I could get dead comfortable with that one. I mean, this is certainly better than me using my 8-iron, and I'm a bit embarrassed, but I will show you I'm not the best at striking chips, because I do find it hard to replicate a putting stroke because of the ball position and the hand position, and sometimes do catch it a bit heavy. That is way better. I think there's more control there for me than an 8-iron. Let me try with a hybrid. Oh, that weren't too bad. It jumped a little bit. It sort of wanted to launch a little bit more, so it come off the floor. That might not necessarily be a bad thing, because it might mean that it's a bit softer ball flight. That one definitely came off quicker in pace. So I felt with the driving iron, at least the ball speed was the same, whereas that one, I might have just put a tad more acceleration into it, but it jumped off the face. So I think I'm going to sort of potentially struggle with distance control with the hybrid, because it's a bit more unpredictable. Yeah, it's definitely hotter off the face. Not bad, they're not bad, but I don't like it as much as the driving iron. Let's try an 8-iron. Because in fairness, I haven't actually tried an 8-iron with a ball in the middle, 50-50, and stood like this. I've always chipped an 8-iron off the back foot with my hands forward. So replicating an actual putting stroke in terms of how I stand to it, it could be a game changer. So vertical, ball in the middle, upright. Oh, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Maybe that is the shot. Maybe it were always the 8-iron. I just stood to it wrong. And maybe you guys are as well. Because I've never had a lesson where someone's told me in all these years, I've never had a golf coach tell me to stand with a club in the middle, weight 50-50, and shaft vertical. And that's just me being honest. And I've never even taught that to anyone. It's not just the golf coaches. It's nothing I've taught either. So far, it's between the 8-iron and driving iron. I think the 8-iron, at least I've got my hands on the grip, it's a shorter shaft. But I could maybe go up to a 7, I don't know, I think because I've been practicing with more or stronger clubs, I've got reliant on that more quicker flight off the face. I'm struggling with this a little bit. I just need to give it a bit more. Try once more. I'm going to chuck a 7-iron in there. 7-iron, upright, middle, weight 50-50. That's the one. I like that because that sort of didn't want to stall. It came out, it didn't like lift off the face too much. And the ball flight didn't want to like stall. It wants to roll. That is the club for me. And for the first time in my life, I'm playing a 7-iron chip and run identically to a putting stroke. And I don't know how I'll look doing that, whether I look like a chopper or not, but I'll definitely review that when I edit the video. So I think we've found the perfect golf club for people that have struggled with chipping. It's a 7-iron. And I emphasise struggle with chipping because if you haven't struggled with chipping, you'll be like, what is this buffoon on about? You just play it off your back foot with your hands forward, you weight on your front leg, and you chip it. Well, if you've struggled with strike like I have in the past, or you've had a yip, you'll appreciate this video. I would highly recommend you test the clubs like I've tested today to find out which is the best club for you. I think it's a 7-iron in my professional opinion, or it's the chipper if you miss a hell of a lot of greens and you can justify having it in the bag. For a low handicapper like myself, or and I know it's not just me, I know other low handicappers, I know professionals, play full-time golf that have struggled with a chipping technique, and they're very highly skilled golfers. That's what people don't understand. These are very, very good golfers that's got a yip. I think the 7-iron is a perfect club, but what I think you probably haven't tried is standing and addressing it exactly like a putter, because we've all been taught the correct way to do it, and it doesn't work. We've lost confidence, and that's what's happened to us. Your technique becomes nervous, and I think what we've learned today is you can stand and address it like a putter and get fantastic results. Guys, hope you're enjoying the videos. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in a few days' time. Bye.